Hello, welcome to Drumchapel St Andrew's virtual church. I hope you're well and I hope that you're doing okay. Thanks so much for tuning in to our virtual service today. It's lovely to be with you. And there's something really significant about the fact that we are able to do this together. And so as we connect as a church family today, wherever we are, there is that recognition that we're doing this journey together. And so, despite the distance between us, we are together and we are very much supporting one another in this journey ahead of us. So, thanks for being here. I'd invite you during the service to pause me and to click on the links for our different songs. And I've got the links on our Facebook page. They'll be in the post below this one. So if you want to click on any of them as we go through them. And on our YouTube channel, the links are in the comment section underneath the video. So if at the song point, if you want to just click on the links, listen to the songs or sing along with them if you want to do that. Our first song is Colours of Day. This would normally be the part of our service where we share what's going on in our lives. So a special thought to you just now for whatever is happening. If you're celebrating something, then know in your heart that we're celebrating it with you. And know that if you're going through a hard time at the moment, then that your church family too is thinking of you and supporting you in whatever way we can do. So a special thought for you in whatever is going on. And if it's your birthday around now, then a really happy birthday. Hope that you will have a fabulous day, and in celebrating it in a different way right now, that I hope you will still have a really good time. So thoughts with you all just now. Inspired by the haze, I have started watching the box set of all the Harry Potter movies again. And they are absolutely fabulous. I've watched them all at some point or another, but it's actually really good watching them together. And I'm realising that as I watch them just now, that the first time I watched them, there were things I missed. And it's good to pick up on some of those little things on them. In the first film, Harry Potter doesn't know that he's a wizard, but he has a sense inside that there is something. There's something that he just feels. And a few things happen that give him clues. And he starts to recognise that there is something bigger going on and get a sense of who he is. Do you ever get that? That there are things that you don't know, but you just sort of feel inside. And they give you a sense of who you are. A sense of things that are really important to you. And things that help you to see where your journey is going to go and what might lie ahead of you and what things that you can do. I think faith helps you to discover who you truly are. I think it helps you to just see those things inside that are deep inside you that just make you who you are. And also, I think faith helps you to get a sense of how amazing you are. And I don't think that's something we always get. I don't think we always recognise how good we are. And that's something that I would so want you to know today, that you are good and that you can do amazing things. Harry Potter starts discovering his power and how to use it, how to make things happen, and what he's able to do. He has people to help him, and he has people that travel with him on his journey. He's got challenges to face, and he's got adventures. His life is a journey of discovery. When he finds things tough, he has people around on his side. People who've got his back, people who'll support him. And when he's not sure where to go next, he gets messages, things that people share with him, or messages that come to him from Hedwig. And even when he doesn't get those messages first time round, the messages keep on coming. The more I watch Harry Potter, the more I think that's our story. Because deep inside, you have a sense of who you are. And sometimes you don't see it, and sometimes you don't get it. But deep inside, there's something there that just reminds you of who you are, that tells you where you need to be, and maybe what you need to do to get there. I think we have a sense that there are adventures to live and challenges to face, that you have the power to do amazing things, and that you have some wonderful people to travel with you on your journey. That's the story of faith. You don't get everything all at once. It's a journey, and as you travel, you pick things up as you go along. You don't always get things right. Sometimes you make mistakes. Mistakes are okay. It's what you do next that counts. Whatever you face, whatever adventures and challenges lie ahead of you, you know you will always come through because you are awesome. Let's do a prayer. God, sometimes I just need to recognize that I am amazing, because I don't always recognize that. Help me to look deep inside, to know how awesome I am, to trust the feelings I have, which will show me the next part of my journey. Amen. Our song is Everything at Once. We're going to do a prayer. God, in this moment, I look inside and find a sense of the peace that lies deep within me. A sense of the power I have to equip me for the adventures ahead. A sense of the magic that can transform any moment, any situation, any circumstance. Sometimes I try so hard to get things right. Today, I let go and allow things just to be real. I am on a journey, and journeys are seldom straightforward or plain sailing. In this moment, I make space to stop, to get my bearings. I celebrate the paths that have brought me to where I am today. I recognise the challenges they brought and the inner strength I found to negotiate those challenges. I value the wisdom I've brought to every encounter and every experience, and the lessons I've learned along the way. All of these give me courage for the road ahead. I know the road we are all travelling right now continues to be tough, but I also know I will find a way through. A thought for those who are facing health issues right now, whether COVID related or unrelated. A thought for those working in health, in care homes, in community services of all sorts. I recognise there are more people than I can ever mention, and I value every one of them. A thought for all who have lost someone they love. A moment to touch my own heart, my emotions, my desires, my fears, my dreams, my hopes, and my anxieties. A moment to recognise the magic that I bring to everything and to every life I touch. A moment to feel my calling, to be in the place that's right for me at this time. And a smile for those who bring sunshine to my life, who remind me, whatever today's circumstances and whatever restrictions we face right now, that there is always a light shining for me and a confidence for the path ahead. Amen. Our Bible story today is from the book of Acts. It's chapter 17 and from verse 19 through 23. So they took Paul, brought him before the city council, the Areopagus, and said, "We'd like to know what this new teaching is that you're talking about. Some of the things we hear you say sound strange to us, and we'd like to know what they mean." for all the citizens of Athens and the foreigners who live there like to spend all their time telling and hearing the latest new thing. Paul stood up in front of the city council and said, I see that in every way you Athenians are very religious. For as I walked through your city and looked at the places where you worship, I found an altar on which is written, to an unknown God. That which you worship then, even though you don't know it, is what I now proclaim to you. And I'm going to do a reading from Robert A. Ward, and it's called I Wish. I wish you the courage to be warm when the world would prefer that you be cold. I wish you success sufficient to your needs. I wish you failure to temper that success. I wish you joy in all your days. I wish you sadness so that you may better measure joy. I wish you gladness to overbalance grief. I wish you humour and a twinkle in the eye. I wish you glory and the strength to bear its burdens. I wish you sunshine on your path and storms to season your journey. I wish you peace in the world in which you live and in the smallest corner of your heart where truth is kept. I wish you faith to help you define your living and your life. More than that, I cannot wish you, except perhaps love, to make all the rest worthwhile. We're going to have a song now, and our next song is How Great Thou Art. I don't always get Paul. A lot of the time, Paul is way too hardline for me. But I like today's story because there's a sense of openness here. That faith isn't about right or wrong, and that different beliefs can take us all to a deeper understanding. Weddings can be a hazard if you're a minister. Now, I don't mean the ceremony or what you're doing, but you know that at some point in the evening there will be someone that wants to talk to you about religion. And honestly, that does not appeal to me in any way whatsoever. I was at a wedding a while ago, and this guy comes up to me and says, "Do you believe in the Bible?" Now, I know where this is going to go. So I thought, I'm going to just be clever here. And I said, of course, everyone believes in the Bible. You might not agree with it or like what it says, but the Bible's there. Everyone believes in the Bible. Of course, that's not what he's meaning. And I do realise that clever is never a good substitute for wisdom. He wants to know if I believe every word of the Bible, literally. No. I don't. I don't think that's what the Bible is for. I don't think that's the way we were ever meant to see the Bible. If I go to the supermarket, I don't buy everything that's on the shelves. I buy what I need for that day. And the next time, I might buy some of the same things, and I might buy some different things. I choose what I want to buy every time I go to the supermarket. That's how I see the Bible. And I like in this story how Paul seems pretty open on faith. Okay, he could be using it as an in or a conversation starter. But I want to believe here that it's more than that. An acceptance of someone else's beliefs, and see what you can learn from there, and see where you go from there. Because for me, that's what faith is about. It's not about answers. It's about questions. We have ideas that we cling to. Sometimes we got to let them go. Faith isn't about being right. It's about being real. Letting ideas evolve, grow, change, become something new. I want you to pause me for a moment, and I want you to look at the video that I've linked. It's from the life of Brian, and it's when Brian speaks to the crowd. My fear is that sometimes we lose God in religion. We lose a sense of faith by replacing it with dogma. That's why I would always describe myself as spiritual and never as religious. I would hate anyone to think I was religious. For me, life, faith are always about journey. I would be with the Athenians. It's in the not knowing bits that you find somewhere to go. The bits where you have a sense, a feeling, an intuition, questions, but not answers. Someone insightful will tell you what you don't know. Someone really insightful will tell you what you do know. In the TV series Dexter, Dexter is looking at preschool for his son Harrison. The head teacher of preschool says to him, "We want to give enough structure so they feel safe, enough freedom so they feel challenged." One of the mantras on The Apprentice is don't overpromise and underdeliver. Faith is not going to make everything okay, but it may make a difference in how you see things, in how you deal with things, in how you recognise where the next bit of your journey is leading you. It may add to your life, to your journey, to who you are. Until recently, I regularly took services at the Episcopal Church. And the Episcopal service is quite different from the sort of service that I would normally do because it's very structured. And so you follow it through in a service book. Everything is there for you. And there's one bit quite near the beginning of the service that says, "Let us confess our sins." I'm not totally convinced about that anyway, but that's okay, it's there. So I do it. So I say, "Let us confess our sins." And then there's a bit just after that where it says in brackets, "silence." I don't know how long to leave that silence. Like, it's got to be long enough to be meaningful. I really hate it when you have a silence and you just don't get enough time. You're just getting into it. And then the next bit comes and you haven't had enough time. But I don't want to leave it too long because I know what they're thinking. They're thinking, "Whoa, John's done a lot of bad stuff this week." You don't always have to analyse. You don't always have to have everything worked out. It was okay for the Athenians to do that journey themselves. And it's okay for you to do that journey yourself. You are already there. You are on that journey. And you'll learn more as you continue on that journey. This is your journey. And you already have what it takes to make it. You will find whatever you need on the journey. There's nothing I'm going to tell you that will change who you are. And I wouldn't ever want to. Be where you are. Value this point in your journey. Discover what works for you. Because that's where you will find faith. I got a letter from Scottish Gas. "Dear John," that's a promising start. "On behalf of everyone at Scottish Gas, I'd like to thank you for being a loyal customer. I'm not just a number to Scottish Gas. Everyone at Scottish Gas knows who I am. Over the past 2 years, the energy market has been extremely volatile. That's why we at Scottish Gas have offered our customers ways to safeguard themselves. You chose to take advantage of Price Protection 2020. You may have heard that we will be decreasing our standard energy prices by 10%. As a customer who has signed up to our Price Protection 2020 offer, this change will not apply to you." I'm thinking, that's a bizarre reward for being a loyal customer. I phoned them up. The girl that took my call didn't know who I was. Maybe she's new. This story, this journey touches all of us. There's not people who are in and people who are out. People who have signed up. It's about your journey and my journey. Today is about discovering what you already know. T.S. Eliot said, "We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time." Let's do a prayer. God, in this moment, I give my thoughts, my ideas, space to grow, to evolve. Or I let them go and make space for new, more beneficial ideas. I recognise life as a journey, and I value the insights and the wisdom I already have. I trust my intuition because it is there that I find faith. Amen. I'm going to invite you just for a few moments to share a few minutes of reflection. And the song that I've chosen for that today is 100,000 Angels. And if you want to click on the link to that, just spend a quiet moment as you listen to it. Our next song is The Sound of Silence. Thank you so much for accessing our service today. It would have been lovely to see you, but it is equally lovely just to connect with you and to be part of your moment and your day. Take care, stay safe. I hope the week ahead will be a really good one for you. Our closing song is You Raise Me Up. And I've also linked in after that what we normally sing as our closing prayer. May God's blessing surround you today. Take care.